everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you not from downtown Philippines. I'm over working with a client and doing some other work in between. I'm over in downtown Malaysia, having an awesome time. Put on about 5 kilos in the last 4 days. They've got to stop feeding me. Got a wonderful guest on the show today, and I'm going to find out a little bit more about her in a moment. But let me firstly introduce her. Her name is Simona Refreschi. And she's the author, speaker, and community founder. And the company name is Solthira Press. She'll tell you more about that. And she's a very interesting lady. She does publishing of children's literature, fantasy, personal growth, and parenting. Years in the industry, almost a lifetime. She's done this to passion, done this forever. Brief description of her business. She likes to write heart-led stories that blend gentle magic with emotional truth. Isn't that pretty cool, guys? Helping children and adults feel safe, seen, and unconditionally loved. Right? I share behind-the-scenes insights, exclusive content, updates, encouragement, and the occasional freebie through my monthly newsletters, Letters from the Enchanted Hearth. Beyond books, I'm building from buckets to ocean community and planning a virtual event for early next year that combines storytelling, emotional healing, and conscious parenting. Key achievements or projects: debut picture book, Good Pixie, Bad Pixie, English, released in every format on September 15, 2025, along with its Spanish translation. And we're going to show you that book. Can I have a look at that book, please, Simona? Here it is. Look at this one. This is old school books, guys. Open it up, Simona. Look at that, guys. That's a keepsake. That's something you would never throw away. That could be passed down to generations. What a nice work, Simona. Very well done. And she's a founder of an imprint, Solthira Press. She'll correct me if I'm wrong. Completed her first manuscript a few years ago. Created the monthly newsletter, Letters from the Enchanted Hearth. Planned a virtual summit, blending all her inner healing and conscious parenting. So there we go. Personal motto: be gentle with yourself and generous with your magic. You've all got some magic out there, guys. Share your magic, right? Interesting fact, she moved to Spain, where she is right now, in 2021 without speaking a word, and learned through 𝐒𝐢𝐭𝐡. I've since added German because my son and his family live in Frankfurt. The fun fact, I've an uninterrupted streak. Imagine this, guys, of 16, this is only 3 years, or probably maybe more. More actually. My maths is bad. 1,655 days and counting of daily language learning. That means for over 4 years, no matter what, I've completed at least one language lesson every day, right? And that proved to me anything is possible as long as you take the steps, make it happen, guys. Turn up, taking daily and deliberate action towards your goals. You've got to be passionate about whatever you're passionate about. Do it with passion. I mean, if you told me 5 years ago I'd be able to learn 2 foreign languages at my age and with brain fog, that's part and parcel of, don't even ask me that. What's that word, please?
Fibromyalgia.
Wow, what a mouth. I need an English course for that one alone. I would never have known choose. And we're going to go into more details on Simona right now. Simona, welcome to the podcast. Pleasure to have you here, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
No trouble. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. Where did the inspiration come from?
Oh, my biggest inspiration, honestly, is my 2-year-old grandson. When he came into the world, I switched from writing a fantasy novel into writing Good Pixie, Bad Pixie, because I really want to do everything in my power to make the world better for him. And the best way to do that is by encouraging the youngest members of our society to be kind to each other. That's the first step.
Be a better human.
Yeah.
One of my guests told me recently on a podcast, Jeff, I'm going to start a movement, be a better human. I thought, how good is that? We could all get someone, including ourselves, to be a better human. What a great place it would be. Fantastic. Yeah. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work, and how have you overcome that over the years, Simona?
There's been a couple of things. Firstly, I had to really heal myself. I basically had a lifetime of dealing with autoimmune conditions like the fibromyalgia, and had some mental issues, depression and that kind of thing. And I had to do a lot of work on myself, especially on reparenting my inner child before I could even think of showing up like I am. Honestly, putting my words out into the world. It's taken me about half a century to get here. So yeah, really long time.
Work in progress, right? You've done a great job, my friend.
Always.
Done a great job. Tell us about an important moment in your career that like you mentioned already, when your grandson was born. But where did you change your direction? Was that the pivotal moment for you, or the other times as well?
Oh gosh, my whole life's been a pivot.
Yeah, I love that. That's it. Be ready to change. Don't be a stick in the mud, guys. Change. Change is good.
Yeah. Honestly, up until I finally took action on my childhood dream of becoming a published author, I never had a career as such because all I cared about was my family. So
Yes.
I would only go to work when we needed the money, and I would always, and I'd always jump in at the deep end. I would always learn on the job, and but normally didn't stick with it for more than a couple of years, and then I promptly retire the moment my husband was earning enough money again. So, yeah. So, I mean, the good thing about that is that it's given me an incredible education in so many different fields.
Yeah, exposure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I must say that my favorite job has always been working with children and families. I really loved being an early childhood educator and a school librarian. Those are
nice.
Yeah, I probably would have stuck with that a bit longer if the opportunity had happened.
Yeah, well, you see, you get to see how you're changing people's lives, because books are, just. I mean, I left school at 14. All my education came from books. I tell people I'm uneducated, not unintelligent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of books, it's fantastic. What are the key qualities and skills that you believe have contributed to your amazing success?
I think what I mentioned before, just taking a little step every day towards what you want to achieve.
Love it.
It's not always easy, but as long as you keep moving forward, then you can, even on a so-called bad day, you can say, okay, but I've taken one little step, and that's enough. Little steps add up, and next thing you know, the book is finished, or or you've learned a language.
Bit by bit. Yeah, I'd say one of your big strengths is obviously you've got good empathy and, of course, determination. You get out there and make it happen, and you people can make it happen too, guys. So she's turned up every day to learn a new language, right? So find your passion and go for it. How do you stay motivated now and continue, as you've done, to innovate in your field? What's your secret?
My biggest drive, honestly, is to spread the message. I mean, I know where I've come from and where I am now, and there were parts in my life where, honestly, I was very close to suicide. Yeah. And I think back on that now and I say, oh, first of all, thank God I never went through with it, because I would have missed out on so much.
Sure.
But I really want to encourage people that, I mean, even
reach out.
I've been there. Yeah. Even when you're at your deepest, darkest and you can't see your future for yourself.
Help you. Yeah. That's right.
Absolutely. And I mean, honestly, if I'd known even 5 years ago what I know now, that I could live like this, man, it would have saved me so much pain and so much worrying.
That's why I say people get a mentor, guys, because they can save you 5 or 10 years off the journey. They've been there and done it, and they can guide you. And the other one I tell people is trust your gut. I learned this later in life. Trust your gut. Your gut's your second brain, guys. If it feels not right, it's probably not right. If it feels right, go for it.
Exactly.
Trust yourself. Tell me, tell us about a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of.
Well, honestly, I'm particularly proud of getting little good pixie, bad pixie out into the world.
That's awesome.
And especially because I managed to get it translated as well
Nice.
professionally, so
Yes.
that it's now in Spanish as well. So yes, this made me very proud.
Now look at
And
those books, guys. Those who are old enough, they're old school books, guys. They're not. They're bigger than A4. I'd assume, Simona. They're a bit bigger than A4, correct?
well, they're a different shape. They're
Yeah,
square.
different shape, correct. Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
beautiful books.
So
Yeah. But they're old school
yeah.
books, guys. That books used to be. Now they're trying to do them
Yeah.
all cheap. But she's done it the proper. Look at the graphics, guys. But I mean, they talk to you. See those expressionable eyes? Fantastic. You come across well in those books.
Thank you.
What advice would you give a 20-year-old version of you? And you met her and she said, "Oh, I've just left school. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself." What would you tell her?
I would tell her to listen to her heart, because I think it's mainly, we all know actually what we're meant to do in this world,
Yeah,
but we squish that down. We don't listen to it because of what society tells us.
that's right. Other
And
people, yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. Yeah,
yeah, and I would really say, you know what? Whatever you really feel you should do, do
yeah,
that. Just do it. I mean, I've known since I was 14 that I wanted to write a book. I
nice.
only started writing it like 40 years later, for goodness sake.
Yeah,
I would have
awesome.
saved myself a lot of time and a
No,
lot of grief if I'd started earlier.
you weren't ready then, but now you're ready. You weren't ready then. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
It's
I guess.
it's base for most of us guys. It's base camp. You think you're at the top, but you're only at base camp. You wake up one day and
Yeah,
realize that there's a whole mountain ahead of you, right? And you'll never reach
true.
it.
And
We never stop learning.
it's never too late. That's the other thing.
Absolutely.
As
Yeah,
long as we're alive, we can pivot, we can change, we
absolutely.
can live the life of our dreams. We just have to choose it.
I'm 77 and I've done 2 years ago. I started the podcast and done now over 300 episodes. So, guys, it's all fun. Find your
Yeah,
passion, guys. You won't have a job. You just turn up.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what Simona's so, upbeat about her life. Um, Tell me, looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Simona?
My main goal now is to build my parenting community off social media. I really want to create a safe space for parents of all ages,
Lovely.
from new parents to grandparents,
Yeah,
because I really feel this is really what the world needs: a safe space beyond
completely.
labels, beyond judgment,
Correct.
where we can support each other.
Yeah. You remind me, like I read about this years ago about the little kids down the road. He's about 6 or 7. He's in the sand pit and he's playing with a black kid. And the parents come running along.
Mhm.
What are you doing playing with that kid? Get out of there! We got to change all that, guys. The kid doesn't know what colour he was. He's just having fun with his friend.
Absolutely. I mean, if I may, I have a little story that I told my children when they were
Oh,
young, to try and explain what I believed and the reason why I call my community From Bucket to Ocean. So what I explain to my children is, if you go to the beach and you scoop up a bucket full of seawater, the water inside the bucket and the water in the sea is still the same water. It
yeah,
doesn't matter what the bucket looks like, how big
yeah,
it is, what
that's
color it is, what stickers are stuck on it. None of that affects the water on the inside.
that's
And
right.
then when you so-called kick the bucket, the water flows back into the ocean and becomes one with the greater consciousness, or whatever you want to
Love
call
it.
higher power, God, or whatever. And that's what I want to do. I want to create a space to allow people to remember
Mm,
that we are all unique. We all have special gifts and challenges,
mm,
but at the same time, we are all just one. And we need to look at what we are like on the inside, which is one of the messages in my book, is that everybody's actually the same on the
absolutely.
inside, and we mustn't let
Absolutely.
the rest of it,
Yeah.
get in the way of
We all
being
we all
heart
end up
to heart.
we all end up at the same place in the end, guys. All of us. Um,
Yeah.
Tell our listeners, what's the best way to reach out to you and find out more about your wonderful books and your program? What's the best way to reach out to you?
Well, they can just Google Simona Rinfresti. There's only one of me,
Yeah,
or they
good.
can email info@SimonaRinfreschi.com.
Nice.
Or they can just look up my my website, which is also just SimonaRinfreschi.com. So
Nice.
easy.
And what we'll be doing, guys, we'll be putting Simona's details, as we do for all of our guests, we'll be putting her details on Reddit, Quora, LinkedIn, Facebook, our Facebook group with 6,500 members, and of course on YouTube. This will be all over social media, putting Simona in front, potentially in front of hundreds of people. And we can do the same for you guys. So don't forget, reach out and come on the show. We'd love to hear your story. Before we let you go, Simona, you can't let you go without telling us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know. What might that be?
I thought my fun fact was the now 1,666 days of Duolingo.
That's pretty cool. What did you do when you were a kid? Were you a yo-yo champion? Were you a singer? What other fun fact have you got for us?
Oh, interesting.
It is. What do you think?
Well, what was I? Honestly, I've done so many things. I can't even pick one specific one.
I know that feeling only too well. I've done hundreds of them. Most of them people wouldn't even believe. I always said if I write a book, it'll end up in the science fiction section. Because people haven't done it. But Simona, you've been an awesome guest on the show today, Simona. It's been a pleasure having you, my friend. And don't forget, guys, that'd be an awesome gift for a young child. That book. Show us that book again, Simona, one more time.
So that's a Spanish one, and here is the English one.
That's the one you want. Let's open one up, Simona. Let's open that one up. Look at the graphics, guys. That's going to light a kid's life up, right? Look at that, guys. Awesome. Look at that. Fantastic. Nicely done, Simona. Well done.
Thank you so much.
You're making the world a better place, my friend. And guys,
I'm hoping to.
Yeah. Guys, if you want your 15 minutes of fame, reach out, just like Simona has. Any last words for us today, Simona?
Just remember that you're not responsible for anybody else's feeling, only your own. And every day you get to choose how you want to live that day. Yeah. And always remember to be gentle with yourself and generous with your magic.
Yeah, and I add to that, guys, and say, I know this for a fact, I'm 77. No one is coming to save you. So save yourself. You can do it. Save yourself. If you've got troubles or problems any time in your life, reach out to Simona. She's up for a chat. Reach out to me. Reach out to anyone, but reach out. There's people out there who have been through the same journey as you. They'll be understanding, they'll care, and they'll give you some support. So reach out, guys. That's the message for today. Thanks for being on the show, Simona. You've been awesome, my friend.
Thanks so much for having me. It's been lovely.